July 5, 1943, the sun rises over the Russian steppe as the largest armored clash in human history is about to unfold. 3 million soldiers, 6,000 tanks. The fate of the Eastern Front hanging in the balance. Operation Citadel. Hitler's desperate gamble to crush the Soviet Union once and for all. But let's change one thing. Rolling across the wheat fields alongside the panzer divisions is something that shouldn't exist for another 70 years. A single M1A2 Abrams main battle tank from 2015, crewed by 4 American tankers who just got dropped into the bloodiest tank battle ever fought. So what happens when 70 years of military evolution meets the Wehrmacht at their absolute peak? Can one modern crew survive waves of T-34s, Tigers, and Panthers? Or will they become just another burning wreck on the Kursk salient? First, let's understand exactly what we just dropped into 1943. The M1A2 Abrams isn't your grandfather's Sherman tank. This is 68 tons of technological terror that makes World War II armor look like tin cans. We're talking about a 100mm smoothbore cannon that fires depleted uranium penetrators at over a mile per second. One shot from this beast can punch through 600 millimeters of steel armor at 2,000 meters. To put that in perspective, the vaunted Tiger tank that German crews worship has only 100 millimeters of frontal armor. The Abrams could core it like an apple from distances the Tiger can't even dream of reaching. But firepower is just the beginning. This machine is wrapped in Chabum composite armor that laughs at anything 1943 can throw at it. Multiple layers of steel, ceramics, and possibly depleted uranium create protection equivalent to over 900 millimeters of steel on the turret front. The legendary 88 mm gun that strikes fear into every Allied tanker? It might scratch the paint. The Soviet 76 mm guns on their T-34s? They'd have better luck throwing rocks. Most importantly, this tank can see everything and shoot while moving at full speed. Thermal imaging, laser rangefinders, ballistic computers, and stabilized guns mean the Abrams crew can engage targets day or night in smoke, dust, or fog while racing across rough terrain at 42 miles per hour. World War II tankers had to stop, aim manually, and pray their shot connected. These guys point, click, and delete targets from existence. Against them stands the pride of 2 armies locked in mortal combat. The Germans have brought their newest toys. 200 Panther tanks making their combat debut, armed with a deadly 75mm KWK-42 that can slice through any Allied tank from incredible distances. 146 Tiger tanks, each one a mobile fortress that's terrorized battlefields from North Africa to Leningrad. These aren't just machines. They're crewed by veterans who've been perfecting their deadly craft since 1939. The Soviets have their own steel monsters waiting. 3,000 T-34 medium tanks, the backbone of the Red Army that's already proven it can outfight German panzers in the right hands. These aren't the crude early models that got slaughtered in 1941. These are battle-tested machines operated by crews who've learned hard lessons in the crucible of Stalingrad and Moscow. Plus heavy KV-1 tanks that can shrug off most German shells, and new assault guns armed with massive 152mm howitzers designed to crack open the heaviest fortifications. But numbers tell only part of the story. This is July 1943, the absolute peak of German tactical skill and Soviet determination. The Wehrmacht has spent months preparing Operation Citadel, concentrating their finest units and most experienced commanders. The Red Army has turned the Kursk salient into a fortress, with multiple defensive lines, minefields, anti-tank guns, and carefully prepared killing fields. Both sides know this battle will decide the war. The Abrams crew finds themselves in the northern pincer of the German assault, attached to the 6th Panzer Division as they advance toward the village of Ponary. Soviet intelligence has identified the main German thrust, and Marshal Zhukov has positioned his reserves accordingly. 300,000 civilians work for months digging trenches, laying mines, and building tank traps. The Germans are advancing into a meat grinder, and they don't even know it yet. At 0330 hours, the artillery barrage begins. 10,000 German guns unleash hell on Soviet positions, while Stukas scream overhead. The ground shakes like an earthquake as the largest tank formation in history prepares to advance. In the distance, Soviet Katyusha rockets shriek their deadly song in response. The Abrams commander scans the horizon through his thermal sight as the first German panzers begin their advance. What he sees would terrify any World War II tanker. An entire armored division rolling forward in perfect formation. Panthers leading the charge, their long guns elevated for maximum range. Tigers lurking behind, ready to provide devastating fire support. Panzer IVs and assault guns spread across a 2-mile front, kicking up massive dust clouds that would blind any conventional tank crew. But thermal imaging cuts through dust like it's not even there. The German plan is textbook blitzkrieg. Punch through Soviet defenses with concentrated armor, then exploit the breakthrough with mobile forces. It's worked from Poland to France to the gates of Moscow. But today, they're about to encounter something that rewrites every rule of armored warfare. First contact comes at 0800 hours when a Panther spots movement at 1,500 meters and fires. These shell whistles harmlessly past the Abrams as the modern tank's laser rangefinder locks onto the German machine. The gunner doesn't even hesitate. One squeeze of the trigger sends a depleted uranium dart screaming across the battlefield at 3 times the speed of sound. The Panther simply disintegrates. No explosion, no dramatic fireball. 1 second it's there, the next it's twisted metal scattered across 50 meters of Russian soil. The other German tankers freeze. They've never seen anything like it. No muzzle flash, no smoke trail, just instant death delivered from impossible range. Radio chatter erupts across German frequencies as panzer commanders try to understand what just happened. Some think they've hit a Soviet minefield. Others suspect a new type of anti-tank gun. None imagine they're facing technology from the 21st century. But the Wehrmacht doesn't pause for long. These are veterans who've survived 3 years of brutal combat. Within minutes, multiple Panthers are maneuvering for flanking shots, while Tigers move up to provide covering fire. It's a coordinated assault that would overwhelm any Soviet tank crew. The Abrams crew, however, treats it like target practice. The thermal sight reveals every German position despite the smoke and dust. The ballistic computer calculates range, wind, and target movement automatically. The stabilized gun maintains perfect aim even as the Abrams races across rough terrain at speeds that would shake World War II tanks apart. In 60 seconds of combat, 4 more German tanks become burning wrecks. Soviet observers watching from concealed positions can't believe their eyes. A single tank is dismantling an entire German spearhead. Frantic radio calls reach Marshal Rokossovsky's headquarters, reporting impossible kills at unprecedented ranges. Some Red Army officers suspect German trickery or new weapons. Others wonder if their own forces have developed secret technology. When the smoke finally clears over the Kursk salient, the M1A2 Abrams would stand as a testament to 7 decades of military evolution. Superior firepower, impenetrable armor, and battlefield awareness beyond imagination would turn history's greatest tank battle into a demonstration of technological supremacy. But even gods of war have limits, and eventually every machine runs out of ammunition. What do you think would happen when the Abrams faces the full might of the Red Army?